I used to design skyscrapers, glass and steel towers that could laugh at the wind and stand indifferent to the shaking of the earth. I was arrogant enough to think I could actually conquer gravity, that my ambition had no ceiling.
Then, one day, I was the one who broke, and I made a decision. I was going to live a life with zero risks. For 10 years, it worked, until the day the world started breaking all over again, and I had to decide if I was willing to break right along with it.
Before the accident, my life was a perfect blueprint. Every line was drawn with purpose, every angle calculated for the fastest way up. I was 28, a rising star at a big architectural firm in the city. My world was a blur of late nights fueled by coffee and ambition, the scratch of a pen on drafting paper, and the absolute thrill of seeing a skyline that I helped shape. I thought I was invincible. My masterpiece was on the horizon, the Solstice Tower. The foundation was literally being poured for what would have been the tallest building on the West Coast. The decision that changed everything wasn't made in some fancy boardroom. It was made on a rain-slicked highway up in the mountains. I was driving back from a site survey, pushing my car, pushing my luck, just like I did with everything. I was distracted, arguing on the phone, impatient. I remember a blinding glare of headlights, a horrifying screech of tires, and then a profound, crushing silence. I woke up to the steady beep of a machine and that sterile hospital smell. The world, which for me had always been a sweeping panorama from a skyscraper, had shrunk to 4 white walls. The doctors threw words at me like multiple comminuted fractures and long-term prognosis. All I heard was one word: broken.
The physical pain was a fire, but the psychological damage was like a slow rot. I get these vivid flashbacks to the sound of twisting metal and wake up in a cold sweat. For months, my own body felt like a prison. The guy who designed towers that touched the clouds couldn't even walk to the window. And the ambition that drove me, it curdled into something else entirely. Fear. It was a raw, primal fear of falling, of breaking, of ever feeling that helpless again. After 3 surgeries and almost a year of grueling physical therapy, I could walk again. My body was healed, but my spirit was in pieces. The firm kept my job open for me. The Solstice Tower was waiting. But when I looked at the blueprints, I didn't see a monument to ambition anymore. I saw a tombstone. I saw how far I could fall. So I made my choice. I resigned. I moved to Northwood, a sleepy little town tucked in a valley, surrounded by old forests. It was the total opposite of my old life. No skyscrapers here, just 2-story brick buildings and ancient oak trees.
My new life was deliberately simple. I bought a small cottage with a garden. Instead of designing multi-million-dollar structures, I became the town's handyman and building inspector. The birdhouse I built for the town square had a foundation and drainage system that would have made my old professors weep. But as the years went by, the quiet started to have a sound of its own. It was the sound of loneliness, the sound of potential just sitting there, wasted. The day the world broke again started with a weird, unsettling stillness. The sky turned a sickly gray-green, and the air got heavy and thick.
Then came the sound. It wasn't thunder. It was a deep, guttural roar from the mountain, a sound of immense power and absolute finality.
Below me, I could see the slide's path. It had dammed the river. Water was rising fast, backing up against the old bridge, the only way out for everyone on the low-lying east side.
I turned and ran, not away, but down the hill towards the roaring water.
For the next hour, I wasn't the town handyman.
I was the lead architect on the most important project of my life. When we finally breached the cannery wall, the sound was deafening. My ambition hadn't died, it had just been repurposed.
Because you never know when your moment to build is going to arrive.